Good evening, Philippines. This is Mike, and we are back to our latest update for this Wednesday until Friday, January 12 to 14, 2022. And this is brought to you by Typhoon 2000. So let's begin with our update. Here's the latest GovSat beginning today, Wednesday, until tomorrow, Thursday. We have now the new surge of the Northeast Monsoon moving across, southward across the whole of Luzon. Although this monsoon is not quite strong, it's just a mild northeast monsoonal flow with winds of around 15 to 35 kph. So this is much better compared to previous monsoon surges where the winds is topping 65 to 70 kph. So it's quite difficult if we have these gale force winds which can abrupt some power supply across the affected areas, and the waves will be much higher compared to mild monsoons. So right now there is still some choppy seas expected across the Luzon area, particularly those facing the Pacific Ocean or the Philippine Sea. And overall, the western portions of Luzon, which is affected by this monsoon, will have dry conditions but quite breezy, with lower temperature up to 18, 19, 20, but it will be more dominant across the Batanes and Babuing-Cubao Islands and portions of extreme northern Luzon. So the whole of Luzon is affected by this surge, and it also includes the Bicol region, but somewhat we are drier here. And there might be some increasing cloudiness, particularly those on the eastern windward side of the Sierra Madre Mountains. That's the eastern sections of Luzon and down to the Bicol region. So we expect this kind of weather condition for the next 3 days based on what we see on the latest computer models. So again, the seas will be rough and dangerous to small sea crafts. So if we have this gale warning from Pag-asa, so the Coast Guard, the Philippine Coast Guard, will likely cancel inter-province shipping routes. Okay, so if you're affected, you'll have to wait for the next 3 days based on what we see on the models. So it is not rainy compared to previous monsoon, since we are on the dry phase of the Madden-Julian oscillation. This is an intra-seasonal climate variability, which if we make it into a layman's concept, these are group of cloudiness which repeats every 30 to 45 days, and it moves as a group from the west to the east. Okay, so it's our eastward moving system that affects the climate. So if we have so this MJO, the Madden-Julian oscillation, has two types. We have a dry phase and the wet phase. So if we have right now we are on the dry phase. That's why we are receiving below average rainfall compared to the wet phase, which is bringing some above average rainfall. So that's the reason why we have this sometimes every 30 to 45 days rains come and go, and sometimes dry conditions come and go as well. And then we have this monsoon break, which is also a part of this intra-seasonal variability of the climate, which is the Madden-Julian oscillation. So that's the easiest way to understand this situation. So right now we are on the dry phase, and we are not receiving much rainfall, although we're still on the La Nina event, but within the next couple of months, it is expected to return to neutral conditions. Okay, so down here across Mimaropa, as well as Sulu Archipelago and the whole of the Visayas, this is no longer the Northeast Monsoon. It's a weaker version. It's known as the Northeasterly Surface Trade Winds. So it's known here as Northeasterly. So expect some drier conditions, but a little bit windy, but nothing more than 30 kph. Okay, actually there are calm areas within this northeasterlies, but so far that will be the weather for the next 3 days. And down here across the northeastern and northern portions of Mindanao, we have this shear line. Okay, this is the tail end of a frontal system moving fast towards the east across the sea east of Japan over the western Pacific. So we expect here some light to moderate showers with some possible thunderstorms, but so far because of the dry MJO, the thunderstorm is not that strong. Okay, so there could be some light showers expected, and it's also affecting the northern portions of Mindanao and Caraga region. So expect rainfall for the next 24 to 72 hours, so up to 3 days. And outside the PAR, there's nothing, no LPAs or tropical cyclone formation expected for the next 5 to 10 days. So there you go, that's the latest GovSat. Now let's take a look at the fast animation. Okay, all clear across the Philippines except for those ghost clouds. Those are low level to mid level cloudiness, bring some light showers. Okay, these are isolated ones. And if you take a look at the zoom in satellite animation from windy.com, this is from UMETSAT. You can clearly see here the low level to mid level cloudiness brought about by the Northeast Monsoon across Luzon, and it might be having some rainfall activity here with some small patches of thunderstorms across the eastern coastline of Surigao del Sur. So this is the shear line affecting northeastern and northern Mindanao. If we take a look at the infrared version, there you go, this is a small patch of thunderstorm over Surigao del Sur coastline, okay, along the east. And so far so good. The weather is quite impressive across the Philippine Islands, except for some windy or breezy conditions across the zone because of another mild surge of the monsoon or the Northeast Monsoon. So expect some dipping down of temperature, but it's just light. Okay, and if you take a look at the rainfall accumulation for the next 3 days until Friday from the European model, according to windy.com, we expect some showers affecting the eastern sections of Cagayan Valley and the eastern sections of northern Quezon, and some light showers will also be expected across the eastern sections and northern sections of Bicol region, eastern Visayas, becoming more frequent here across northern and northeastern Mindanao. That's from Caraga region up to areas like Cagayan de Oro and Misamis Occidental, Misamis Oriental. So we expect some showers here, but nothing serious when it comes to the how intense the rain will be. So it's just light showers, except if you have the strong thunderstorm. And here's the wind forecast for the next 3 days until Friday. So the the Philippine Islands will remain under the influence of the Northeast Monsoon, becoming northeasterlies across the Visayas and Mimaropa. So the winds will be from 15 to 35 kph. So that will continue to occur until Friday. So that will be the situation across the Philippine Islands. There's no intense monsoon as of this time for the next 3 days. And before we leave you, here's the latest global tropics hazards and benefits outlook from the Climate Prediction Center of NOAA. This is valid for the next 2 weeks. So on week 1, Jan 12 to Jan 18, we expect continued below average rainfall across the Philippine Islands and no tropical cyclone formation. And on week 2, January 19 to 25, there might be a possibility of medium chance to moderate chances of above average rainfall across the eastern sections of Mindanao and eastern Visayas. So likely there could be a possible low pressure area here, or the easterlies or shear line. So watch out for that. But this week 2 is still medium to low when it comes to confidence. So we still don't know. We will let you know by next week, especially during Wednesdays. So there you go. That's the latest for this evening of Wednesday, 12th of January, and we will return on Friday to give you more update on the weather, particularly this coming week and to early next week. From Typhoon 2000, this is Mike Padua reporting. Stay safe always, be #weatherwiser, and thank you so much for watching our channel.